Hi, and welcome back to Scott's Shaves. Today, this is my birthday shave. Purposely been waiting 2 days growth here just to see all my lovelies back today. Thank you for joining me today, ladies and gentlemen. Today is my 33rd birthday. You know what? I was glad to have the birthday I did. Because, some kids' birthdays were too close to, say, Christmas, right? So they just kind of got lumped in with Christmas and stuff like that, right? So you usually get a little bit less. Well, how about that? My birthday is dead middle of the year. I could never get hit with that. Oh, man, praise be. Let me tell you. It was great. It was great. So today, I was surprised this morning because I had tracked down an old rare razor coming from the UK. And then it was supposed to be delivered Wednesday. And then all of a sudden, it just disappeared. Nowhere to be found. It said delivered. Well, the thing is it's a rather rare razor. I was starting to begin to think that maybe the porch pirates got it, right? AKA the people who steal boxes off people's porches. It's never happened to me, so I would have been a little distraught if it did. Luckily, that wasn't the case. My wife had managed to swipe it so that my daughter could give it to me for my birthday today. So I have here, this is a Gillette number 15 Aristocrat. This is a Gen 2, so it has the flat bottom, patent 430030, all right? This is an open comb Gillette English Aristocrat, all right? This is the number 15. And today, what was great is here's the blade, here's the case for it, here's the lid. But what's funny about it is I actually want to show you something. This one goes this way in the case. Now, that one goes the opposite way in the case, which is actually kind of funny, okay? So what do I have here in this other case? Look at the top of it. Now look at the razor. This is also a number 15, but this is the closed comb Gen 2. So I call these the twins. These are a couple razors that I have been after for quite a while. I've had this one. This one hails from New Zealand, okay? This was given to me by my friend Mike over in New Zealand. He's a fellow wet shaver, just like the rest of us. A little bit of a collector, but he has a rather hard time getting his hands on American razors, where I live in America, not so bad. But I have hard times sometimes finding the British Aristocrats. These are both plated in rhodium. As you can see, they are the twins. These are both number 15s. Open comb, closed comb. So what I figure I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with the twins. All right. As you can see, these have both been cleaned. They're absolutely stunning, both of them. Absolutely stunning, all right? Not really anything to complain about. So as far as the backstory goes on this, other than it coming to me from halfway around the world, that's all I really know about it. This razor was purchased from the UK. It was imported from the United Kingdom. This razor was the grandfather's of the guy who I had purchased it from, and he had had this razor from when he was traveling in the service. He was stationed somewhere in India, so this razor has been to India back in the 30s and 40s and made its way around with him while he was in the military, and then passed down 2 more generations to the fellow that I happened to purchase this from. This is a razor that will stay in my collection. I am someone who does sometimes part with and sell some razors, but not typically the rare ones. The rare ones like this one are typically stay in my collection because they don't come around all that often, all right? It's not to say that you couldn't get a near mint open or closed comb, open comb, either way. I know a friend of mine who has one that is in the rather mint condition, right? It was pretty much new old stock, so to speak. You can run across razors like that. I have a new deluxe that it was before I was doing YouTube, so I thought about it, really thought about making a video of it. But I had a new old stock, new deluxe in the ladies' coral case that I bought. I was the first one to unwrap the paper off that razor. I do have the pictures that sometime I could probably share with you. So what I'm doing is I'm loading these both up with the Vashkot blades, okay? Vashkot are the blades that I use and prefer the most. So I'm loading them both up. We're going to do one side on one side against and with grain on both sides here, because I've actually never used an open comb British Aristocrat. I have a 36 American Aristocrat that is an open comb Aristocrat that I have used. And to be honest with you, it's a rather mild, nice shave. I do really like it. I do have a number 19, which is another open comb British Gillette, but it's in gold. These are both in rhodium. So let me go ahead and get wet. We'll stay raw and unedited as usual. We're going to load up again with the Fruit Loops. And I do want to give it a shout out to Tracy again with the Fruit Loop soaps. I just ordered a couple more of these because my intent is to those of you who are my subscribers to start little giveaways, okay? I'm going to start giving away by starting out with some Fruit Loops. So as we grow as a channel, I can guarantee that we will get some bigger and better giveaways, okay? I'm not going to dive too deep into my collection just yet. But I do have this little idea that I've been tickling around, especially as of today, of maybe, possibly, when we get to 100 subscribers, giving away a Schick Type F. It's in pretty decent condition, but it is a Type F. They're a rather rare razor. They were only made for 1 year. Yes, it is a Schick injector, but I'm thinking that once we hit the milestone of 100 subscribers in the future, that we will do that. So, tell your friends, if we can get more people subscribed to the channel, we get to that 100 subscribers rather faster, I think we can go ahead and give away a Schick Type F, all right? And if you guys want to see that razor, let me pause the video and I'll be right back. How about that? Look at that. A Schick Type F. I think when we reach the 100 milestone, that we're going to put that up. And then what I'll do is I'll give it like about a week and a half, maybe up to 2 weeks once we hit that milestone to maybe see if we get more subscribers. And if not, you'll have to be a subscriber in order to qualify for that. But as far as the Fruit Loops go, I can say probably at the beginning of next week, we're going to start with giving some of that stuff away, okay? I might have a couple super speeds that I've got cleaned up or something along those lines too. That I just have some extra razors laying around, a Tech and some super speeds or something that we'll give away too as starter sets, so to speak, for those of you who are maybe new to the channel, new to wet shaving, or maybe just don't have a whole lot of razors, all right? I will say that I don't want to go away and start giving away super ultra aggressive razors or super rare razors, though the Type F is somewhat of a rare razor, okay? They typically sell somewhere in the range of 100, 150 bucks, but you wouldn't believe it, but in the last 2 weeks, I have stumbled across 2 of them out in the wild, and this is the one today that I ran across. So anyway, given that, let's go ahead and get wetted up, get our shave going, and we'll see. We're going to try to keep it into that 10 to 13, 14 minute window, all right? So how have you all been today? Have you all been pretty good? I hope you all have been. Hey, it's Friday, right? Friday for some of us, maybe Saturday for others already. Go ahead and get my brush wet. Man, I'll tell you what. Don't get any better. If you haven't yet, a trace of the past soaps, head over there. From what I hear, the stuff's selling like hotcakes. Fruit Loops is selling like hotcakes. And I'll tell you, I see why. Trust me, I see why. It is fantastic. Fantastic. Just the smell is just phenomenal, alright? Get a little water in here. Get this up. And, another thing that has inspired me today with this is I figured that if I'm going to be doing a birthday thing, I should be using gifts. Well, it was given to me this morning by my daughter, is this one. And believe it or not, a razor I'm going to feature soon is one that you can go and get at Walmart or Meijer or Target or whatever store you got around. If you're in the Midwest, you got a Meijer. If you don't, you're not. I swear, this is so good, man. It just makes me want to go eat a bowl of Fruit Loops. I'm telling you, these are so fantastic. Alright, so I think what we're going to do, let me get the razor warmed up here. And we're going to go ahead and get the right side shaved with open comb. Incredibly mild shave. Not overly aggressive at all. I had heard that this was a really nice shave. That's what I was told today. Open comb, definitely. Just plows through the hair. Don't have any issues. That's one thing I've came to start to realize, that I really like open combs for the fact that as long as they're mild, like this one is, this is very mild, very little blade feel, that it plows through the hair, but yet doesn't get clogged with the shaving cream, because you might not have good channels on it, right? Because essentially the channels on a open comb are endless because it just goes out the bottom there. Get there. So, did I do anything overly exciting or nothing? Not really. But, my wife did get me a new 36-inch Blackstone griddle, which I'm awesome. She managed to also find an Etsy seller who makes custom lids for it. And I got a lid and I got it all put together and installed today. And then it rained all day. I was planning to cook out on that thing because, what I'm hearing about why it's so great is it's this big flat top. And I used to be a cook once upon a time. I cooked at the local bar that I grew up in, or grew up near, for 3.5 years when I was a kid, all through high school, helped make that extra money. But just the things I wanted to do, So I had tons and tons and tons of experience with a professional grade flat top grill. And I've always said, I would love to have one for my kitchen. Because there's nothing better than a flat top. Because you can cook anything and everything all at one shot with it. Regardless of the number of people, you can cook it all in one location, And that's what people have been telling me is so great about this Blackstone griddle, is the fact that it's an affordable way that you can have a high-end thing in your house, so that when you have multiple people over, you're making it all for the whole party all at once, right? Not like on a grill where it's like, oh, the burgers this time and all that time. You can literally have it all going at one time, all right? So let's go ahead and get wet here again. Give a feel to each side. About dead even, okay? The shave is about dead even. But I will say that one thing that I'm certain that seems a little odd to me, but who knows? What we're going to do is we're going to go with the open comb first, or the closed comb first on this pass now, against the grain, and then go back to the open comb. Because what I found is the feeling there is the closed comb seemed more aggressive than the open comb. Had more blade feel and somewhat more drag. So what we're going to do first is we're going to use the closed comb first to see if it's something to do with the soap getting dry or something like that. But man, I tell you, I can't get enough of this soap. I almost, seriously, I know the last caption said I want to try to eat it. I'm telling you, I'm tempted. It smells so good. So, this is a mildly aggressive razor. I will say that, someone today had said something to me that, in their opinion, they feel that they called it the Aristocrat Mark III or Mark IV. And what I seen today was an Aristocrat number 21 when they showed me the picture, and supposedly that's, according to them, their #1 shaver, and they hear it's the best shave razor. And don't crucify me for this, but I have a 21. I haven't even used it yet. I have so many razors that I have yet to try all of them. Part of the reason why I've started YouTube. So that time it didn't have as much blade feel as it felt like with the grain, so to speak. So I can tell you though, British aristocrats are definitely slightly more aggressive than their American cousins, okay? Their American cousins are very mild. They are not as efficient either, so to speak. So you get a little bit more aggression out of a British aristocrat than you do an American aristocrat. The British aristocrats, hands down, are by far more beautiful. Jeez, there ain't even a question of that. Alright, and I feel like the build quality in some instances is slightly better on the British ones. They were, pretty apt to use rhodium instead of nickel on everything. Though I will say they did cheap out. They made one out of aluminum. Alright, the number 58 is an aluminum razor. Sometimes with a couple have a rhodium head on them, but sometimes people call them the Aristocrat Junior, which is not the same razor. An Aristocrat Junior is similar to a rocket, but has a different weight to it, and in most cases is a flat bottom, whereas a typical rocket is not a flat bottom Gen 2. Similar to that of the open combs here that I have today, are both of these Aristocrats. So, get cleaned up, 2 passes. So, the open comb or closed comb on the second pass against the grain, going first didn't have the blade feel that it seemed to have on the pull down. The open comb seemed just as mild before. Now the overall test here. They seem the same, all right? I mean, I know I did a lot of looking at the mirror here and talking and stuff, not so much at the camera this time, but I'm telling you, what do you think? Looks the same, and to be honest with you, feels the same. So, as far as these go, these are a milder shave. They're not at all aggressive. They, I would definitely put them up there a little bit more touch than the red tip on the American side of things. Maybe a 4 or 5 on a slim adjustable, but not more than that, alright? Great shave. I love them. And the beauty of these razors, I mean, look at the girls. Look at the twins here. Does it get much better? And of course, I got myself a little bit. I knew I did when I came up. I could feel it. What I usually do to get this to stop, you know what? Get some shaving cream, burn it closed. Or some aftershave, high alcohol. I'm just kidding. I always do this because it's good for your skin. So, alright guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Stay classy. It was fantastic to do this twins shave for you. I really appreciate you guys all joining in and seeing me here on my birthday today. 33 years old, getting younger. Have a good one. Stay classy.